So Todd, we have our first winner of Ask Todd and Todd, and comes from Edward.
Okay.
He's got a really good question. He wants to know, double hung windows are only as good as the seals around them to prevent draft and air leaks. What improvements have been made lately by manufacturers to seal air leaks around these window panes?
So first of all, Edward, very good question. A lot of homeowners in Wisconsin are concerned about air infiltration or cold weather. So we've been at this a long time, over 30 years now already, and we've seen a lot of changes over the years in what manufacturers are doing. So one of the most important things is the type of weather stripping that a window has around the perimeter. You want to make sure, Edward, that the window has weather stripping around the perimeter and across the center where those two windows come together. And we recommend the more weather stripping that manufacturers put in, the better off you're going to be.
At least two, if not three.
Right.
And it also should have a fin in the middle. It's called a Mylar fin, and that makes it stand up taller and compress against the frame.
Absolutely.
And what else? In the bottom?
On the bottom of the window, Todd, we recommend that you look for a window that has like a bulb seal. A bulb seal is a rubber round seal, similar to what you might have on your refrigerator and freezer doors at home.
Correct.
That goes on the bottom of the window. And there too, if you have one, that's good. If you have two, it's better.
Better.
Okay.
So when you lock the window, it compresses at the bottom, and that stops air or slows down air to almost nothing through the bottom and the sides in the middle of the window.
And a real simple one, Todd, speaking about locks, right? Locks that are actually tapered, so when you lock them together, they squeeze the window sashes and they put that weather stripping where it's supposed to be.
Right.
But I'll tell you, of all these things that we look for in windows, here's the one that's missed. Most homeowners don't realize this, but when the wind is blowing hard in the wintertime against your window frames, they actually bend, don't they, Todd?
They bow. It's called deflection.
Right.
Deflection. So when the wind load, and we get it in Wisconsin, when it presses on that window, it actually moves the frame of the window out.
Right.
And then
the weather stripping isn't in contact with anything anymore, therefore the air infiltration.
So you have all the weather stripping you want, but if it's not in contact with anything, it doesn't do anything.
Right, so there's a couple different materials out there that people use to reinforce windows. Some of them are made of metal, like an aluminum or a steel, and there's also wood.
We don't want metal, we don't want wood.
Right.
What do we need?
Fiberglass reinforcement. Right, has the tensile strength of steel, so it's extremely strong, and yet it's non-conductive, so it doesn't bring that hot or cold transfer through the window.
And this is really stiff, so what happens is it prevents that, even in a high wind, it prevents that sash from misshaping.
Very good question, Edward. Thank you for writing in. Congratulations on your $1,000 WeatherTight cash. And Todd, what do people have to do to apply again?
Listen, if you've got a question, just right here below, fill out your question, and maybe you'll be the next $1,000 winner. So good luck.
Thank you, Ed.